contender in the world, Dricus still knocked.
The most interested observer watching Octagon sides. A lot of tension in this T-Mobile arena as these two gentlemen born in Miami.
I expect Khamzat can beat him, but not like this, you know.
That was crazy.
Burns.
What a fight, by the way.
That was a great
By the way,
fight.
no one thought it was going to be that great,
Yeah,
but this guy
awesome.
was like, wait a minute.
Of Adesanya we've seen. Like, he was dangerous. Dricus, mate, how do you sum him up? Dude's tough as nails. He's got ticker and he's got a headspace. Like, he's got the right mind space to go there. Like, he's willing to die on a shield. He is so awkward and cumbersome to watch.
Because it almost prepares you, man. It almost prepares you. Going 5 rounds, especially if you're in a championship fight, it almost prepares you. But, you know, Khamzat Chimaev definitely 1 in 3, and maybe even 2.
As a result of that.
He wasn't doing anything. He had zero offense in that round. And for me, if you give me 5 minutes to just offensively strike someone...
Style is a different thing. That's the mistake that people do a lot. They prepare to fight against a wrestler. And Khamzat it's not pure wrestling. He has a system. He does something different. He puts jiu-jitsu.
I'm going to tell you how good Chimaev is. I don't think people know he's a good grappler and be like, oh, yeah, he's cool. But when it comes to MMA, grappling, wrestling, I could say he would probably be, if you had 1 round to prove yourself, Chimaev.
But look, as fans, we'll take it. If it's not seeing Khamzat or seeing Khamzat, we'd rather see Khamzat against a former champion at least.
Khamzat Chimaev once again reminded the MMA world why so many consider him nearly impossible to break. The fight everyone had been waiting for finally happened, though the story really began weeks before the cage door even closed. Both fighters came in throwing verbal shots, their teams making sure the matchup stayed in the spotlight. The press conference delivered fireworks, and the fight itself lived up to the hype. Dricus Du Plessis came in with bold claims, insisting he wouldn't just beat Chimaev, but that he'd take away the very weapon that terrifies opponents most, his wrestling. His coach, Morn Visser, labeled Chimaev as one-dimensional, saying too many fighters made the mistake of avoiding wrestling exchanges with him. Instead, their strategy was to go straight into that fire and prove they could win there, too. According to Visser, this would be the difference. Almost no one talks about willingly testing Chimaev in his strongest area, which made their approach unique. On the other side, Chimaev's camp was determined to silence doubts about his cardio. His coach, Andreas Michael, pointed back to the Gilbert Burns fight, where Chimaev's pace dipped in the later rounds, and promised that problem was solved. With new conditioning work, they claimed this version of Chimaev had endless stamina. The message was simple. If Du Plessis was planning to wait him out, he'd be waiting in vain. At the press conference, Chimaev kept it raw and blunt, promising to smash Du Plessis and declaring that Africa would never see the belt again. Even Dana White had to step between them during the face-off as tensions boiled over. Outside voices added fuel to the fire. Israel Adesanya broke down the matchup, saying if Chimaev won, it would likely come in the first or second round when his pressure is most dangerous. But if Du Plessis survived the storm, Izzy leaned toward him rallying in the later rounds, pointing out his ability to stay calm under fire and turn fights around. Dean Thomas, however, thought the wrestling threat was too overwhelming and predicted Du Plessis would be stuck reacting all night. Anthony Smith went further, saying he expected Chimaev to finish inside the distance thanks to his mix of heavy punches and suffocating grappling. Both camps were confident. Du Plessis promised to walk into the wrestling exchanges. Chimaev's team swore his cardio was unshakable. Analysts like Adesanya gave Du Plessis a path in the later rounds, while Thomas and Smith leaned on Chimaev's pressure to decide it early. That's why the fight carried so much weight before it even began. Both sides believed the other was stepping into a trap. For Du Plessis, this was about proving he could handle the wrestling and still keep his belt. For Chimaev, it was about showing his gas tank and relentless pace would hold strong over 5 rounds. Heading in, Du Plessis made his strategy clear. He wasn't changing who he was. "I fight my fight, no matter how long it goes," he said, pointing to his performance against Robert Whittaker as proof he could thrive in a 5-round battle. He even framed the matchup as a test of endurance. Push hard from the opening bell, keep moving, and see who breaks first. In the end, both men showed why this fight was so heavily anticipated. Du Plessis proved once again he doesn't back down from any challenge, while Chimaev proved that questions about his conditioning are no longer valid. What comes next remains to be seen. Whether it's new contenders like Rainier Derrida, Ko Baralo, or Nassourdine Imavov, one thing is clear. Both Chimaev and Du Plessis are locked into the top of the division. So, what did you think of the fight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more MMA updates.